cover story. Well, today we have with us the Trinamool Congress party leader in the Rajya Sabha, Derek O'Brien. But of course, he's also a very familiar face to all of us who know him as a quiz master. Welcome to NewsX, Derek.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for being here. First of all, I want to begin with, what is really currently trending associated with your name, the GST debate in Parliament. You spoke pretty eloquently over there and made a very strong case for the GST. You also made another very good point saying that both the Congress and the BJP are what girgit, is the girgit samjhauta tax, because they keep changing colors on that. Want to explain that a bit?
Okay, thank you for the compliment. You said I spoke what? Quite eloquently.
Okay, very eloquently.
No. Well, it's... the good thing about the debate was that it was a 7-hour debate and it was a debate. Unlike sometimes in Parliament, but we are not so bad in Parliament because very often we debate and sometimes we make noise. But some of you television channels, you'll hardly have any debate, you'll only have noise. Many of the channels. We're not going there.
Okay.
But to answer your question, yes, it was a political debate as well as it was an economic debate. So before I made my economic points, which the Trinamool Congress had lots to make because we've been supporting the GST bill for many, many years in 4 manifestos. We thought we should actually bring out, especially after I heard the Finance Minister, Mr. Jaitley, and Mr. Chidambaram, who was the first speaker from the Congress. After I heard them, I said, we must, they've pretended as if there was no politics in it. They were all angels. So that's why we made this point about the BJP said this, and they did something else. And the Congress, even though they didn't say much, but their actions were all pretty wonky. And I think that was the start of, and that's a reality. This is not only about a Trinamool view. I believe this is the view shared by the Samajwadi Party, the BSP, the JDU, and many others.
All the allies.
So once we set that up, then we got into the nitty-gritty of the bill. But I think now that we finished the debate and that constitutional amendment has been passed, now let's look ahead. I don't want to bring that up again. That's done in Parliament in a debate. So looking ahead, what happens? Now, between now and November, the states will have to quickly pass this bill. And I can speak on behalf of Bengal. We're going to do all it takes to pass it very, very quickly.
You'll be the first off the block.
First, second, third, but we'll be very, very quick. And I'm sure Bihar will be also very, very quick. And lots of us who are committed to the GST.
And when will it be implemented?
I think we've debated, we've deliberated, we've legislated. Now, unlike the Congress party who said we've always been for the idea of GST.
Mr. Chidambaram again.
Very nice. If we've all been for the idea of GST, then अब implementation करना है. April 1 तक तो करना ही चाहिए.
पर होएगा?
See, that you'll have to discuss with the government has a responsibility.
But your gut feeling, because what we are told is whoever, they don't want to implement the GST, but the minute it is, the initial reaction is prices will increase.
No, I'll tell you 2 points on that. Really I'll make 2 points on that. And this is based on some data which is available. There have been some impact studies done where what happens when GST is implemented? Yes, initial 9 months, it is inflationary. So that's a reality based on impact studies. And the second interesting one is that there are enough countries, 5-6 big countries in the world, where within 2 years of GST being implemented, governments have changed. And there are other stories where within 2 years of GST being implemented, governments have won huge mandates. So we reached out yesterday to the BJP and the Congress, not reached out, but we advised them that, listen, you don't know whether you will win or lose, so you might as well go for it. Okay, we are in a happy position because we've just won a very, very big win in Bengal with almost a 3/4 majority.
This big win in Bengal, I've seen, there is also an argument that can be made that governments that do populist measures like the West Bengal government do tend to come back, while people who are reformist governments like a Chandrababu Naidu don't come back.
See, these are very nice words to use in your television channels, like populist measures, like reformist governments.
So what, you're now man of the people, you tell us.
No, I'll be very simple. Let's not talk up in these high numbers always. There was a problem in Bengal where the girls and the boys were not reaching school they were taking 45-50 minutes to reach school. So that was a problem because you had to walk to school, so the attendance was down. So you have to address this problem. How do you address it? Simple. Actually not so simple. When we come out with the idea, it's simple. So 45 lakh children were given cycles. So suddenly 50-minute walk to school has become a 7-minute enjoyable cycle ride. One example. The second example, if you call this populist, if populist means doing things for people which changes their lives, I think it changes lives.
See,
I'll give you another quick example. I'll give you a quick example. This is not dole. I'll give you another example. We had a problem, especially in North Bengal and other parts of Bengal, where the girls were getting married at the age of 12, 13, 14. Now, what was the problem? The problem was, how do you delay the marriage? I mean, not the problem, the solution.
Yeah.
So, how do you delay the marriage? So, we came up with an idea called Kanyashree, which is the Beti Bachao scheme. In fact, the Beti Bachao was a copy of the Kanyashree, but doesn't matter. I think it's good that the centers copy ideas from the states. I think that's good federalism. But look at the number. The entire Beti Bachao scheme of the government is the total budget allocated, pura, is 100 crores. West Bengal's Kanyashree scheme for one state is not 100 crores. It's not 500 crores. It's not 800 crores. It's 1,000 crores. So the point I'm trying to make is there have to be changes not only in at socio-economic levels, but even if you look at the numbers, which state in India today has the lowest inflation? Not my data. You look at the economic survey data, it's Bengal, where we perhaps have failed, and I'm willing to concede it, and maybe it's people like me are to blame. We don't go on television channels to do pa. You know, we don't hang around in Delhi, in the media houses.
Studios don't win elections at the end of the day.
Sorry?
Television studios don't win elections.
We know
Look
that.
at Naveen Patnaik. He's never been in a TV studio.
Yeah, so that's why we know that. I'm doing this interview. I'm coming on a television channel on a one-on-one after a long while. I haven't been on a chat show now since November 2015 because I think I love television and I'm a child of the media. I've done my own share of television work too. But I just think, you know, it's all very Delhi-centric. It's all... And I've written this, and I don't mean to say Delhi versus the rest, but there are journalists, and I don't mean to pinpoint in Lutyens, Delhi, or who don't know nothing about Odisha or Bengal or the reality of Bihar. You know, in fact, it was so funny. Before the Bengal elections, I was listening to some of the predictions which people were making. I mean, you know, like really flying a kite. And when the results came, कैसा हो गया 212 सीट? I said, यार हम लोग तो बोल रहे थे 200 सीट 180 200 सीट मिल रहा है.
अरे सब बोलते हैं कांग्रेस ही बोल रहा था they are winning at the end of the day. So.
No, you know, let's talk about more positive things than talk about people who've lost elections because those are done.
You can say that right now. But, you know, coming back to that article that you wrote, the blog that you wrote, also, you know, you also spoke about a fixation with the two national parties, while regional parties such as yourself, NCP, JDU, don't get that much of a say. Do you feel that victimization even in the Rajya Sabha?
I don't think no, Rajya Sabha, there's no victimization. We don't take any nonsense, let me tell you. One side is the Congress with about their 50 members, the other side is the BJP with their 50 members, and we sitting in the middle. The Samajwadi Party has 19. We have 12, Trinamool. The JDU has 12. The BJD, they're also open to this kind of 8. Then there's the NCP, which have 7 or 8. So then there are other smaller. So this, we often talk about it and we discuss. And very often, AIDMK is on their own trip. Okay, I mean, and I don't say that with any angst, but they're on their own trip, so that's okay. But otherwise, we talk, we discuss. Listen, our political position is very clear. The Congress party allied with the communists to fight us in the election. It doesn't matter that the people of Bengal gave them a strong message. So that was the election only 2 months ago. And then we had the BJP. So we are obviously equidistant from all these. Now we have a great, you ask us why do we have a great relationship with AAP or so many of the other parties? Because we do believe that even on an issue like GST, the middle parties, let's call them the middle parties, I don't like the word regional parties, or call them the federal parties, have consistent positions on everything. Our position on FDI is equally clear. I can sit down and have a 1-hour debate in Parliament on FDI and why you shouldn't bring FDI. The same BJP...
Why you dropped a government on this issue?
The same BJP stopped Parliament for 2 years on this FDI issue. The same finance minister that was knocking FDI down. Now they are all together. So Congress and BJP are interchangeable. But this is going to change. I will tell you this is going to change. Because the numbers will change. because the people of this country had the Congress for a long while. Now they've given BJP this huge mandate. I do believe that the BJP have blown this mandate, or about to blow this mandate, because they've lost everything after that. My sense is that the BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal won't do very well in Punjab, neither will the Congress. From whatever information I have, AAP is going to do very well, and good luck to them. And Mamata Di is going to go, I hope, and campaign one day for AAP in Punjab.
Some would say AAP, Mamata and Kejriwal are very similar in their governance tactics, should I say, governance by gimmicks.
I know you sometimes like to talk about Mamata Di and Kejriwal. And
but he's a giant killer in his own right.
No,
also.
I mean, more power to him. Okay. But I wanted to add that because Mamata Di's struggle has been a 35-year-old life. She's taken on the Tatas over Singhwood. And now today, what is the land bill? We have no problem with the Tatas. But what about the land bill? They would have, if it wasn't for Mamata Di's 26-day hunger strike, 26 days.
Kejriwal also done his share of hunger strikes.
So good. I mean, you know.
See, that's what I'm saying. Similarity in tactics. You can say the
I'm sure there are similarities. But since you asked me that question, I thought I should tell you about Mamata Di.
I remember Trinamool Congress got very angry because we put a headline, is she the Kejriwal of West Bengal? And that upset a whole lot of Trinamool people. But the concept.
It's not about upset. You know, it's a concept. So I gave you the reality of Bengal. Only when you've taken on the communists, you know, and your life has been at stake. There you've seen those famous pictures which everyone in every Bengali or everyone living in Bengal knows, with Mamata Di's head like all split, you know, and bashed by those by the communists. We've lost party workers. There's a long, I can do another 1-hour interview with you on how in 96 and 97 she was literally pushed out of the Congress party. So, you know, there's something very interesting. This is history. And to me, we don't keep talking too much about this history, but maybe we should. Can you name me, I'm a quiz master, so I'll ask you a quiz question.
I thought I would be asking the questions.
Can you name me one person since independence who has left the Congress party or been thrown out of the Congress party, and after that running his or her own party, running a government successfully? You can think on its own, from independence, Congress party. Now, not a single one. The current president of India, with all respect to the honorable president,
I was wondering when Pranab Mukherjee would enter this.
When he was in his political days, and no offense meant to him, in his political days, he left the Congress and he set up his own party. And what happened? You either lose very badly or the Congress subsumes you. You either go into oblivion or you are again subsumed by the Congress.
Would you call NCP being subsumed?
So NCP is not what NCP's got their own party, but what do they run? Do they run a government?
No.
They don't run a government. I'm talking about being
relevant.
Fair enough. So NCP, there's no one from Mr. Pawar, who is literally my neighbor in Rajya Sabha, and I have a lot of respect and love for him. But even he, the big Sharad Pawar, the Maratha strongman, couldn't set up his own party. Now he's back to the Congress. Now what about Mr. Sangma, Mr. Chidambaram himself?
Oh, let's not forget that.
No, Mr. Chidambaram, this is the history of India, this is not Derek's history. Then you go to Pranab Mukherjee himself when he was in his earlier avatar. And there are countless other people who've gone and come back. Gone and come back. One. Second time elected chief minister. 211 MLAs in Bengal. And MPs. And second term as chief minister. And it's All India Trinamool Congress. In fact, the joke, and this is only a joke, so don't take it too seriously and make it one headline, because, you know, there's a joke in Calcutta which says sometimes maybe the Congress should be subsumed in the All India Trinamool Congress, but that is a joke.
Well, nearly there. What, 34 MPs versus the Congress 44?
34 now. If you look at the assembly results of this year, and you do the calculation over, I know you can't extrapolate that data and put it, but if you do that, it comes to close to 40 MPs, but yeah, now 34. Yeah.
Okay, before Derek asks me another question, we need to take a quick break, but stay with us. Welcome back to Cover Story. We are in conversation with Trinamool leader Derek O'Brien. Well, Derek, before we go back to the other topics, I want to ask you, what is it like for working for, or having a woman leader? All this, because I'm seeing most of the women leaders like to rule by remote control, whether it's a Mamata, Jayalalitha, Mayawati.
I think it's a very sexist question. Why don't you ask this when the parties have male leaders? What is it like to have a male leader? But seriously, no. Because there are many women in my life, so to speak. My mom, my wife, my daughter, and Mamata.
So you're used to the remote control?
No, there's no remote control, firstly. Firstly, let me make a point to you about Mamata Di, and I'll answer your question in detail after that. In Indian politics, you can just imagine how difficult it is for a woman today to, come up. It's across parties, but all the women who've come up in Indian politics, and this is with all respect to them and without any disrespect, but I'm just stating the fact, they have had, in the case, has been like someone has been somebody's widow. Number two, you take Behan Mayawati ji, who sits 4-5 seats away from me, and we get along also very well at a personal level. Now she had a mentor, Kanyashree.
Same for Jayalalitha.
Jayalalitha had a mentor, MGR. Okay.
But she had to really fight for that.
1 minute. She had to fight for that because of the family.
Right.
Mamata Banerjee, not only didn't she have a mentor, she had in the 80s, especially not so much in the 80s, but in the 1990s, had to take on the male might of the Congress party in Bengal. She had no mentor. They were not only her mentors, they were actually aggressively trying to finish her off.
What is her equation with Pranab Mukherjee today?
They have a wonderful equation. Now you've asked me the question, what is it like to work? If I just have to put it in one word, efficient. Super efficient, because she's multitasking, she's responding on WhatsApp, she's handling some Twitter, she's dictating to something for something to be written up on Facebook. This lady is, something else. So all this, what you see in her simplicity, of course the simplicity, in what she eats and what she wears and the kind of way she lives and all that is there. That's not a put on. Obviously everybody knows that. But she is extremely tech savvy.
That's a revelation. I didn't know that she was good on WhatsApp.
Everyone in Bengal knows.
We are Lutyens Delhi, remember?
Yeah, Lutyens Delhi. You don't know, for example, who is the most, the highest, the biggest, who has the most impact in Bengal on Facebook? No film star or no singer. It's Mamata Banerjee. So I don't think it's a remote control. That's the wrong word to use. And maybe there are some parties on remote control. There's a lot of collective decision making. There's a lot of collective decision making. Yes. Of course, there's a lot of collective decision making.
So Derek O'Brien gets a say, Mukul Roy gets a say.
Everyone, I'm not going to get into who gets a say and who doesn't get a say. But I must tell you, there are many people who get a chance to express themselves.
But then how do you also justify the Gunda Raj that comes in? She's maybe this is a part of a youth Congress image, but we had that Malda incident. Fine, she said there was a clash between BSF or whatever. We are saying it's a communal incident. But there have been an increase in this lawlessness. We
want the media. We always believe we can work with the media. Media, you don't have to have fights with the media. But when you don't, when the media doesn't understand and the spin happens, that's when we get very scared. There is Bengal is peace, harmony, people are living, whether you're Hindu, doesn't matter what you eat. You want to eat chicken, you want to eat vegetarian, you want to eat beef, you want to eat pork, you live in Bengal. When you're saying about these incidents, there's so much of peace and harmony. When the India-Pakistan match was going to happen, where did the India-Pakistan match happen? They came to Calcutta. Okay. Where did the Ghulam Ali concert happen? They came to Bengal.
And not Maharashtra.
So Priya, I will tell you, as I said in that piece of mine, Lutyens Delhi has to understand Bengal. And I appeal to all of you, and it has to be two-way, and I think some of the blame is ours also, that we also have to reach out to Lutyens Delhi. I haven't been on a program, as I said, for 1.5 years on a channel. Because today we're having a chat. You're asking me a question and I've told you no pre-prepared question. I said, you ask me anything, I'll answer. But what channel mein jayega? No, we don't want to do that on all these channels. And now you're having 5-6 boxes in all these channels. So we're not going.
No, we're not boxing you in. And at least here it's a freewheeling conversation. But just
What
two
else?
quick questions. One about...
So this is are you doing an interview or are you doing a feature film? Because this is crazy.
No, this is a quiz show. I'm ending with a quiz show.
You can ask me, no
You
problem.
give me 2-3 quick answers. One is about, we have the US elections happening. I know Mamata had a meeting with Hillary Clinton. So anything on that?
See, there's a double American connection. If you're saying Mamata had a meeting with Hillary Clinton.
She has a connection with Trump.
No, my wife is a Bengali, but she's an American citizen. She lives in New York, in Brooklyn. So I'm a little more tuned in than her. And this is my personal view, nothing to do with the politics. The Americans can elect whoever they want. But of course, we want Hillary Clinton to be the next president of the United States. And it's not about us wanting as a political party, but it's my...
What is her equation with Hillary, Mamata's?
Oh, they've had a good meeting. Yeah, we're going on the 2nd now to Rome, Mamata and a few of us, for the canonization of Mother Teresa. So she'll be in Italy for 3-4 days. After that, she's going to Germany for a business meet. Then we have the global business meet in Calcutta in January. And next year, after
this international globe-trotting corporate-ish Mamata is very different from the one who we all know, the crumpled sarees, takes to streets.
Know. That's there's nothing globe-trotting. She's going to canonization of Mother Teresa, and that's a big event for anyone in Calcutta and beyond. And we have a global business summit again for the 3rd one in January. And after that, next year in 2017, there's a plan to go to the United States of America.
Last question. What about Mamata's own plans for 2019? And you know what I'm asking.
No, I will tell you what Mamata's own plans are. I'll try and answer your question in three parts. Firstly, in Bengal, we take on the Congress CPM alliance because that's the alliance they fought, and we take on the fundamentalism of the BJP. So that's a reality in Bengal. Now that's number one. Number two, there seems to be a strong federal force. I'm not calling it third front. There seems to be a strong federal force. If you look at the Rajya Sabha and if you look at the kind of elections which are happening now, so that federal force, and if you look at GST, to me that's the biggest flag we can carry and say this was done by the federal force. More by the federal force, not by the BJP and the Congress. We made it happen. When I say we, not Trinamool, the federal force. So this is the second point. So that federal force will have certain numbers. Number three, if the country needs somebody to be the catalyst in that force and to get everyone together, of course it will be Mamata. Is she desperate for a kursi? Not at all. Is she desperate to be the Prime Minister? Not at all.
She doesn't want to be, but if the situation so arises, whether she is accepted with Kejriwal, with Nitish Kumar, she has been building her bridges.
See, bridges don't get built. You have to be the bridge.
She is a bridge. Bridge to where, but?
See, I think now the focus for us is we've just won a second term as Chief Minister. Mamata has won a huge term. So Bengal has now, it's now like this. So now we've got to keep that momentum going. And of course she has a national role. And we're not shy about it. That she comes, but she's not coming to Delhi to hanker. Yes, the fact is that at her swearing-in ceremony, if you look at that photograph, who wasn't there?
Well, thank you for talking to us. There you have it. That's all from us this week. Thank you for watching this edition of Cover Story. We'll see you again, same time next week.